This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
No fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Today is Fuck Fentanyl, and we do this every month on the couch. If you're watching from a platform and it doesn't tell you what title, like what today is about, that's because they wouldn't have let me. Okay? They wouldn't let me do it. I don't need much of your time, but just give me a few minutes of your time and let's discuss fentanyl. Because number one, the only way that we could stop anything in this world from like problems, drama, is if we discuss it and we come up with a plan. And sometimes just discussing it might be the only thing right now, but it's not enough of us doing it. So before we go on, let's give a moment of silence for the ones who aren't here with us today for whatever reason. Let's give this moment to them. Grand Rising. Coming up on the couch. The first week of June is going to be prison, jail, felon talk. June the 8th is going to be autoimmune disease awareness. June the 9th is going to be sickle cell talk. June 15th is going to be mental health talk. June the 17th is going to be stop the violence. June 30th is going to be fuck fentanyl. If there's anything that I forgot to mention, I will be mentioning it next week. So don't even worry. Today, first of all, anything that has to do with fentanyl, we're going to talk about. Your favorite drug, and it probably sounds fucked up to say this, but your favorite drug, I'm not judging when I say this, but I'm telling you right now that your favorite drug, it's a possibility that it has fentanyl in it. Especially, how did you get it? Who did you get it from? If there's people that's giving you drugs or selling you drugs, however you're getting it, if it's not somebody that actually really gives a fuck about you, then they don't really have a reason to check and see if any of their drugs are laced. As long as they getting off and making the next buck, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. If you end up dying, yeah, they probably gonna be sick about it for a little bit because they like, damn, am I gonna get caught? You know, is it a way that they're gonna know it was me? You know, like, was I the last person that sold it to you? You're gonna be thinking these thoughts into your head until you do get caught, or if you do get caught. If you don't ever get caught, you'll never give a fuck about anybody dying from your product. And it's too many drug dealers that don't give a fuck who lives or dies from their product. All they give a fuck about is who lives to give them the money. And then after that, it's whatever. It's too many careless motherfuckers out here. People already are evil. No, they really are. There's a lot of evil motherfuckers out here. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck about the next person's life. So they don't give a fuck about making sure if you live. They don't give a fuck about checking their shit. They don't even care if they got fentanyl in their shit. Yeah, they hear about it all the time and they just like, shit, next batch I buy, if that motherfucker got fentanyl, it don't matter because I don't take my shit anyway. If you're not doing your own drugs, you don't really know what's inside of your drugs, especially if you're not testing your drugs. It's not too many drug dealers that's out there like, yo, you said you wanted a quarter sack? All right, well, let me test this shit real quick. Let me make sure it ain't got no fentanyl in it. Let me make sure it's clean. They just automatically telling people, yeah, I got the cleanest shit. I got the best shit. I got this and this and this and that. And the drug dealers, and the drug people, they not thinking, you know what? Let me ask him to check it. No, they're thinking, okay, that's a good deal. Let me get my next hit. They not caring. That's why it's a lot of our friends, families, and people that we know and people that we've been around that's dying Because they thinking that they getting a crack set, they thinking that they getting some cocaine, they thinking that they getting some whatever, but they not getting that. They getting extra. They getting fentanyl in as well. And it's scary. So that's why I say, you know, for the people that have a drug of choice or that like drugs, you know, some people just not ashamed of their game. They be like, oh yeah, I'm a crackhead, I love it. I had a homegirl, she was younger than me, so it was scaring me. Like, she like, yeah girl, I love crack, I can't wait to get out of prison and get back to crack and crack this, crack that. Crack is amazing. I was just like, wow, like, I've never heard nobody like talk like that. So it was like, to me, you know, I was taken aback. So now she's out. This was years ago. Now she's out, and yes, she is back on crack. But is crack the same as it was when she first started taking crack or doing crack? No. Crack now can be laced with fentanyl. So that's why I say some of our friends, family, people that we know could end up or have passed away from fentanyl. And it wasn't that they actually went out and said, yo, let me get some fent. No, it was that the drugs that they chose, their drug of choice, actually had fentanyl in it as well. They've never done fentanyl. If they've never done it, of course, they're not going to survive. There are very few people that survive being laced with fentanyl. Very few. Very fucking few. And if you love your drugs, cool, do that. But love it and love yourself enough to make sure that you're not laced with fentanyl or that your dealer hasn't laced you with fentanyl. It doesn't take but this long to test your things. And it also takes this long for you to die. So which do you want? Do you want the immediate death, or do you want the let me find out? Let me check my shit. Nobody is judging you. Nobody is saying, hey, you know what, you a crackhead, you a this, you a that. Yeah, you a crackhead. But we not saying to check your crack. We saying go check your crack. Make sure that it's just crack. Stay that crackhead. Don't be a crack fentanyl head, because you probably won't survive. I'm not saying don't go do your meth if that's what you choosing to do. I'm saying make sure that your meth is safe. I'm not saying because, and I can't even say about weed, because guess what? They are lacing fentanyl in the weed. And you might not even be able to tell, because, you know, a lot of times people like, oh, well, if it has like a dusty residue, I'll know. But what if you get a dusty ass, like, bud of weed, and it's already dusty looking? Like, what if it's already looked dusty because you got, you know how sometimes they be having them motherfucking pieces of weed that look like motherfucking powdered donuts? You know what I'm talking about? The fucking moon rocks. Thank you. The moon rocks. What if they dusted the motherfucking fentanyl on top of the moon rocks and you thinking that you just getting moon rocks and you're not? Now you in heaven looking down at your body, or in hell looking up. Either way you looking, and you wondering, damn, how did I let myself get caught slipping? And that's the first thing we say is like, damn, they got caught slipping, or the first thing we think about ourselves when somebody get over on us, like, damn, motherfucker caught me slipping, but that's that one time. But you don't get just another time when it comes to fentanyl. You can't just be like, all right, you know what, that next time I'm gonna get them. You can't just do that. You might not even have that next time. So you have to right now be careful. I don't give a fuck if your drug of choice is lean. I don't give a fuck if your drug of choice is fentanyl. If you do choose fentanyl, be safe. If you do choose crack, please be safe. Please check what you're doing. I hate when I read the news or hear the news of one of my friends that I knew or someone that I knew or hung around dying from fentanyl. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I know what their drug of choice was, and it definitely wasn't fentanyl. Their drug of choice might have been fucking ecstasy pills. And I know that. I know that they love ecstasy pills. And I had been praying over them like, man, I hope nothing ever happens to them. But now all of a sudden, I see them on the news because they was laced with fentanyl. They thought they got some ecstasy, but it was laced with fentanyl. And now we're wearing them on a t-shirt. Now we're giving a moment of silence for them. It's sad. So we have to, Bree, I love you. We have to, Twin, I love you. We have to continue being the voice. Because if we don't talk about it, if we ain't saying nothing, some people, they will let their family members or friends or people pass away knowing that they have fentanyl in their system, and they won't even speak on it to their friends, family, nobody. They'll just crying in their own self. But don't cry to yourself. You need to let it out, because other people need to know that, yeah, they might have thought that they just went and got an edible, but they actually got an edible that was laced with fentanyl, because people are literally out here not giving a fuck. And people are literally doing things to make sure that other people don't survive. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Some people want to test and see if somebody will survive. As evil as fuck as that is, they don't give a fuck. To them, this is just science. They testing to see who. They don't care. And then your drug dealers, they're not real scientists. So if they are putting in fentanyl in their drugs and it's killing you, that's because how do they know the ratio to put in? Matter of fact, that's not what we asked for. We asked for cocaine, or we asked for fucking plain ass crack. That's it. I didn't ask to be laced. It's scary now to even think like, yo, I'm about to go up the street and cop a sack. Not realizing that fucking sack could be fucking laced. It was so easy back in the day. That's why it was so many motherfuckers doing it. And it was so many people that was crackheads. Like, literally, like, crackheads now, from the time when I was younger, I still know some of the same crackheads. But I will say this. Them same crackheads, they going to the same people, the same circle that they've been around. They not going to no new drug dealers. They not going to no matter how bad they want crack. They do recognize that there are people dying. So they going back to their own dealers. They dealers has been old school. They cooking it up right in front of them. Hey, it happens. But what we don't want is for our drug dealers, and I say our, not because I'm a druggie, but just because I want to be inclusive. You know, because I used to not do crack, but I used to do fucking shrooms. I still do. I used to do acid. I still will. I used to do... I'm sorry. But my point is, I've done an ecstasy pill before. And what if one day, heaven forbids, that I was just like, hey, I want to do an ecstasy pill, and I go get it from some random motherfucker that they said, oh yeah, they got a loud pack, they got an ecstasy pack, and then now you're hearing stories about me passing away because I thought I was having a night of fun, and it didn't turn into that. It turned into y'all rest in peace. I'm tired of saying rest in peace. I'm tired of watching these motherfuckers get away with killing people in our community. Not just black people. That don't mean the community. I mean everyone that is breathing. Period. And if you choose to do drugs, especially you, we are praying over you. Ugh. Just recently, a former nurse pled not guilty to fentanyl. Now, first of all, they said that she stole a bunch of fentanyl out of the infirmary. When I say infirmary, this is the jail we're talking about. I don't know, they didn't really put if she worked there, but they also didn't put that she did not work there. So I was thinking that if you have access to the infirmary and you're a nurse, she was a nurse, she must have worked at the jail, because it happened at the Athens jail. Several inmates died from that fentanyl. You know how I always say during prison jail felon talk that, yes, fentanyl is really, really bad in prisons. What y'all don't realize is these staff members, these nurses, these wardens, they are bringing in the drugs. This lady was lucky she pled not guilty, a former nurse. Now, yes, there was fentanyl that was missing, but they couldn't really prove that it was her. Yes, inmates died, but what inmate is going to tell on her if the ones that's dead got it from her? How they going to tell? Anyways, nurses are doing it. And if you don't believe that there's fentanyl in the prison systems, it's already on facility. It's already in the infirmary. It's already there. And this isn't including what gets brought in from outside of the facility to the inmates to make their money. I'm talking about the staff members that's actually bringing it in. You mean to tell me a nurse was on staff? A nurse. All of a sudden, fentanyl goes missing in the infirmary that she works at. Okay, yeah, y'all can't prove it, but come on, let's be for real. It lets you know that staff members, they not exempt from making money. They not exempt from the world problems that we having too. You think they bills ain't behind? Yes. And they easy come up is fentanyl. Especially if they can get their hands on it. You think she didn't seize that opportunity? Yeah, she did. That's why it's gone. Now, yeah, she might be fired, but she didn't get charges pressed on her. A man named Levy Miles. This is crazy. Because remember, I was just telling y'all, people are fucking evil. They don't give a fuck about if you survive. They don't. So the next time you getting drugs from your drug dealer, look at them in their eye. Because that might be the last time you see them. You want to know why? Because it might be your last time alive. Especially if your drug dealer isn't Jesus. Right? Don't Jesus care about you? You think he about to be like, 6'7"? No. I don't know too many drug dealers that's out there that actually give a fuck. Think about that. The next time you're trying to get your next fix, or the next time you searching high and low and you go to a last resort, think about that. Anybody that you getting drugs from, I don't give a fuck what drug you do. Anybody that you getting drugs from, I want you to look them in they fucking eye. Because it might be the last time. They might be trying to kill you. Not purposely, but because they didn't check. Look them in their eye. Anybody that you talk to that day, you look them in the eye, because it might be the last. If you want to keep doing drugs, it might be your last. If you want to keep going out and doing street drugs from people you don't know, that don't know you, that don't care, that just want your money, it might be your last time. When really you can just stop doing drugs. Or really you can just stop doing whatever the fuck you doing, because what is it worth? Is it worth your life? And some of you guys don't even have a life plan set out for if you do end up dying all of a sudden. You don't have your funeral arrangements already set up. You don't. I'm sorry. You're dying and your family is left to have to cremate you. They left with the burden. And some of them didn't even know what your drug of choice was. Some of them didn't even know that you was on drugs. And then all of a sudden you die from fentanyl. Left your kids behind. Dog, house, this, bills, this. Now, what is your family left doing? Picking up the pieces for you. Picking up the pieces because you chose to go out and get high. Mr. Miles helped kill a well-known, politically connected attorney. People are fucking evil. If Levi did this, or whatever the fuck this motherfucker name is, if Levi did this, what makes you think that it ain't a million other Levis that's out there waiting on, you don't even gotta be an attorney, waiting on the next motherfucker. Say you made somebody mad on the internet and they know that you do drugs. Now they trying to find your drug dealer. Now they trying to find anybody to sell you some drugs so they can lace it. They lace this man's drug. An attorney, that well-known attorney. Not only did they lace his drugs, but one, the attorney chose to do drugs, right? Right? When people know the things that you do, sometimes they can use it as your downfall. They knew that this man liked to do cocaine. So they followed him and made sure that he got what he wanted, but with a little extra in it. Lucky for Levi, he only got 5 years. 5 years. 5 years when you literally went out to go kill this man. Specifically. And you only got 5 years? I don't give a fuck what color you are. If you deal fentanyl, you deserve life without the possibility of any fucking thing. Period. I don't give a fuck why you chose to sell it. I don't give a fuck who you chose to sell it to. When you decided to pick up fentanyl and give it to another human being, you do not deserve to be alive either. You don't. I don't give a fuck what your reason was. You don't deserve to be alive. And if you caught, you don't deserve 5 fucking years. That's it. Hell fucking no. You deserve the fucking max. They give people the max. They give black people especially the max for less than that. So it shouldn't matter what color you are. Any person that deals fentanyl, they should get the motherfucking max. Throw away the goddamn key. Don't even think about them no more. Period. Because you guys aren't doing that to every person that gets caught dealing or murdering someone with fentanyl, because you aren't doing that, you're making it to where other people be like, 5 years, that's it? Bet. You're making it easy for them to continue to give fentanyl, sell fentanyl, and lace people with fentanyl. You're giving them, because you're not giving out the max sentence to everyone. You're picking and choosing. And if anything, Levi Miles should have got the max. You mean to tell me a well-known, politically connected attorney, and you only gave him 5 years? We have to do better. The system, we know you're not going to do better. So we got to. We have to. We know they're not going to do good. We know they're not going to make sure that we good. We know that we have to do it. So let's do it. Let's do it together. And doing it together means telling your story. If you've lost someone, being an advocate, sharing this live. Speak to your children. Don't wait till it's too late, because children are dying from fentanyl as well. If you just now tuning in, it is the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Follow Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, THA Couch on Facebook, TikTok, big old Twitch, favorited, Thread, Lemonade, fan base. I think I said them all. Also, THA Real JANELL is the YouTube and my main Facebook, everything. Make sure you subscribe, because you never want to miss a couch. And you guys know that every Friday before I leave, if you are in the Oklahoma City area and you're looking for a designated driver, please do not get out there drinking and driving. It's not worth it. You can call my hotline, 404-666-5906. Please do not drink and drive. I will get you a driver, or I will come get you myself. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend. Turn up, but be safe. I love you guys. Good day.